Welcome to the first episode of the Inside the D podcast. My name's Aidan. Eco and Parker are with me. We've got a lot of questionable predictions and opinions. We're going to talk about the Champions League round of 16 and the second leg fixtures. We have 8 teams, 4 games, 3 sets of predictions. I'm going to hop right into this one. All right, the first game we got Lyon versus Juventus. 1-0 to Lyon in the first leg. Bit of a shock result in my opinion. I feel like everyone was expecting Juventus to win. We've seen Juventus go down in the past. Last season they were down 2-0 in the first leg against Atletico. Ronaldo came back, scored a hat-trick in the second leg. As much as I want to see Lyon win, it's not going to happen. In my opinion, Juventus is going to come back just like they came back last year. Juventus dominated the game. They had much more possession. I think they were just unlucky with it. I think that Lyon got – I'm not going to say they scored a lucky goal. But, yeah, I guess I'm going to say that. They scored one lucky goal. Juventus just couldn't find the back of the net. But I think that Juventus is going to come back and take it. But, I mean, what do you think, Parker?
Yeah, I think Leon's going to take this one. Last game, they beat him without a dynamic threat on their team in Depay. And the fact that they even managed to beat off, like, one of the top teams, like, in Europe, in Juventus, without Depay, who's known to be quite the player, it's kind of impressive. My only concern is Lyon doesn't have a league to play in. Like, Ligue 1 is done. Like, they're not playing.
Oh, you're saying it's done. Like, there's no more games left, I see.
Yeah, there's no games. Like, like, what are they training for right now? They're only training for Champions League. Like, how are they gonna like match up against other teams? Are they gonna scrimmage like PSG or something? I don't know. They should probably get on that.
They should start some scrimmages. I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah,
I mean, every team's doing it, right?
Yeah, but I did watch the match a couple times, and Juve, they were at full strength, it looked like, and I don't know how they've let Lyon just like kind of do whatever they wanted. Like, Lyon had so many chances running down the sides, like it kind of just it baffled me. But Juventus does Juventus things. Last year they were down 2-0, and you saw what happened. Ronaldo was like Super Saiyan back in Italy. It's kind of impressive. Anyways,
I mean, he is Ronaldo. What do you expect?
Yeah, I saw Ayar. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Hassem. I'm sorry. But yeah, he looked really good. Like, hopefully Chelsea buys him. You know what I'm saying? But I hope they do. But he looked really special. I wasn't too convinced with Toko and Kambi though. He did look like a really good player, but I don't know.
Is he really a star? I mean, he's not even their best striker. If they're playing with one striker at the top, which they don't, if they did, he's not even their first choice.
No, they run a 3-5-2, so they're always going to have 2 at the top.
They're always going to have 2, but I mean, would you choose Dembele or Toko Ekambi? Probably Dembele, I'm guessing.
Yeah. But
I don't know. I like Toko and Kambi.
All right, so who do you have winning this game? You think it's going to be Lyon?
Yeah, I think Lyon's going to win because Depay will be back by now if he's not.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, a 1-0 lead going into the second leg isn't the strongest, but I think Lyon will be able to keep the lead versus Juventus, because looking at how Juventus played in the second leg of the Coppa Italia semifinals, they just didn't look very strong. They were playing obviously a weaker team in AC Milan, but Milan was able to hold them 0-0. And honestly, Ronaldo wasn't playing very well. He didn't look like he was at the top of his game. He had a lot of not open, but he had a lot of great chances, and he just completely missed.
That penalty too, right?
Yeah. He's supposedly one of the best in the world. He should be able to be hitting open like penalties, or he had a shot probably like 5 feet from the goal that he just absolutely like booted it, and it went so he just didn't look at the top of his game. So hopefully playing in the Coppa Italia finals will kind of help them get the chemistry back and get back to the top of their game. But as of how they're playing right now, I just can't see them coming back.
That's fair. I get that. I thought that that Juventus was going to come back, and I still do. I'm still going to hold myself to that prediction. But you're right. After seeing the performance against Milan in the Coppa Italia, yeah, they advanced. But a 0-0 draw against, a sixth-place team in Milan who's been struggling all season. Sorry, Iko. I don't mean to say that, but you're right. It's just,
No, they're struggling.
Of course, it is their first game back, so it's going to be hard for everyone, a 0-0 draw. And then obviously we saw Napoli beat Inter. That was a 1-1 draw. They moved on an aggregate. It's everyone's first game back, so of course it's going to be a little bit shaky. But I think you're right. I think the Coppa Italia final against Napoli, whether they win or lose, it's just another good practice. They're going to get more training in by the time the game starts, and we'll see what happens. I still am going to back Juventus, and you guys are going to back Lyon. It should be an interesting one, nonetheless. But we'll see. All right, Iko, tell me what you think about Manchester City, Real Madrid. The second game will be at the Etihad in Manchester.
So, yeah, Man City right now has a 2-1 lead. Playing the second leg at home, I think that's a big advantage. Even though there's no fans, there's less traveling.
No fans in Manchester anyway.
I know, but there's no traveling,
Right.
none of that. So, I think Man City will be able to hold the lead on this one. I'd like to see a goal out of Jesus or Bernardo Silva. I think it'll be a 1-0 win. Because Sergio Ramos is out for the game. He's one of their top defenders. He got a red card in the first leg. I think that's a big loss for Real Madrid because not only is he one of their best players, he's also one of their leaders. So I just can't see Real Madrid coming back from this 2-1 deficit.
That's fair. Yeah, that Ramos red card is just a killer. I mean, he's one of the most undisciplined players I know. I mean, he's obviously one of the best center backs in the world. I personally don't love him as a player, but that red card just killed him. It just killed them, and that's really going to affect them in the second leg. So we'll see what happens. Parker, what do you got?
I'm going to back with Iko this time. I feel like Man City, they didn't really look dominant until like the last 20 minutes of the match. Like they were kind of just playing really passive and safe the whole game or the whole match. And then at the end there, they really just took the game by like the throat and just choked out Real Madrid and scored 2 goals and just called game basically. Aguero didn't even play that game, I was very impressed with Gabriel Jesus. He played really well. Vinicius also had a really good game. I saw him make plenty of runs. His teammates found him. Is nice for the youngster. I was not impressed with the rest of Real Madrid though.
Yeah,
I didn't like him. Nothing too special.
Right, especially from a team like Real Madrid.
Exactly, and
expect more from them.
De Bruyne, he showed class. He looked really nice.
Best midfielder.
Really, really nice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Crazy, yeah. So I think Man City are just gonna run away with it.
That's fair. I mean, let's make that 3. I have Man City as well. Before I tell you my prediction, I just want to point out, I want to point out Ederson, and I want to point out Courtois. Personally, I don't love them as keepers. They're good, though. They're really good. We can all agree. They had a great game. A lot of big chances for both sides. Big saves from Courtois and Ederson. I just want to give them their credit because I don't think goalies never get enough credit. Let's be honest, right, Iko? Iko's a goalie. He knows. Yeah. He doesn't get enough credit. But, I have City. I think they're going to take it a step further. I mean, it's at home. Again, it's hard to say whether home field advantage is really going to matter, assuming there's no fans. We'll see what happens. It's set to resume August 8th. We'll see what happens then. But, I want to take what Parker said about Aguero not even playing. I mean, Gabriel Jesus started the game, and I was expecting maybe Aguero to come on late in the game, but he didn't. And then Gabriel Jesus ended up scoring a 78th minute equalizer, which obviously wouldn't have happened if he got subbed off. So good tactical decision by Pep Guardiola, in my opinion. I think that Aguero will get some playing time in the second leg, even though Jesus played very well. I think now they have a fully rested Aguero. Obviously, we have to take in consideration every player got a lot of rest because of the coronavirus and the whole pandemic stoppage. But
but could you say like that's too much rest? Like they haven't been together at all for a couple months.
Absolutely. No, it's definitely affecting.
Just starting up training.
Absolutely. I mean, luckily for both teams, you're going to see Madrid and Man City play in their domestic leagues. But again, I mean, that's just not going to change anything for me. You get the sense that Madrid's dominance in Europe is sort of not dying down, but just put on hold for a bit. We saw them win 3 consecutive Champions Leagues a couple years ago, and then they lost Ronaldo, and then they've never been the same since Ronaldo left them. Obviously,
Well, yeah, because they also have a very similar team that they had back then, and that they're just getting older and older.
yeah,
So
exactly. I
I
mean, they're
mean,
signing youngsters. It's just not. They need to develop more, but Madrid's not going to be dominating Europe. I think Manchester City also, if you want to think about it, I mean, it's not official yet, but if Manchester City does end up getting banned from the Champions League for the next 2 years, I think it was, a lot of the City players know, and a lot of, and Pep Guardiola knows, this is sort of their last shot at a Champions League title before a lot of their players might leave. They're going to get older in the next 2 years. A lot can happen in the next 2 years. Players are probably not going to want to come to Man City because of the Champions League. I mean, they have to take into consideration that this is their last chance at that Champions League title for the next couple of years, at least. So they're going to give it their all. This could potentially be obviously their last game in the Champions League for a while. So, I mean, I'm going to back Man City. It seems like we all back Man City. I mean, it was a great game. Parker and I watched it in our history class with our history teacher.
Wild.
It was a great game. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, I mean, it seems like we all have Man City for that game. Then we have the game that I really don't want to talk about. Parker and I watched half of it in our chemistry class. We turned it off because we were mad.
Could not watch
It pains
that.
me to say, but let's talk about the Chelsea Bayern Munich. I guess I'll start. Just so I want to get that out of the way. I want to let everyone know here, I'm a biased Chelsea fan, but I'm not that biased. I'm reasonably biased, right?
No, you're pretty biased.
I'm pretty biased, but Chelsea's not coming back. Okay, Bayern Munich, in my opinion, was the one team that them and Barcelona, possibly the only teams in the Champions League draw that I did not want to face in the round of 16. Of course, we faced Bayern Munich. Last time we faced Bayern Munich in the Champions League, it was obviously a different result. We won the Champions League. But let me just say this right now. Chelsea's not coming back. I mean, Bayern is easily one of, if not the best team in the world at the moment. Maybe I'll put them aside Liverpool. Bayern will continue to dominate Chelsea in the second leg. It's not going to be a 0-0 draw. No, it's going to be another 2-0, 3-0 thrashing from Bayern Munich, in my opinion. I really don't want to speak much about this, but because it hurts. It hurts. I mean, Chelsea need 4. All right, they need 4 to win. Marcus Alonso is one player I want to point out. Pointless red card in late in the game, 86th minute, I think it was. Pointless. I mean, he's had a mixed season for me. At the beginning, he was very average. He wasn't even our first choice left back. We chose Emerson over him for a little bit. Marcos Alonso came second half of the season, played really well, and then that pointless red card just really, really got me angry. I mean, I hate talking about this. I do. And then obviously our best player, N'Golo Kante, was out. Pulisic was out. Callum Hudson-Odoi was still out. Not to mention Loftus-Cheek. Not saying that we would have won with these players, but you have to take into consideration the injury crisis Chelsea was going through. And the second choice striker, Olivier Giroud, started instead of Tammy Abraham because he was also coming back slowly from an injury. He came on later in the game, but it was just too late, honestly. But Bayern Munich easily taken this. No chance for Chelsea. I mean, no chance. What do you think, Parker?
I'd say Bayern's taking it, but I'm not saying it's gonna be a thrashing.
Okay.
You have to take into consideration Conte coming back. He's obviously gonna set some order in the midfield. He's definitely a big piece of Chelsea, and he's great at defending. Like, come on.
He's
Conte.
the best center defensive midfielder in the world, and you have a crush on him. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
he is N'Golo Kante. I can't blame you.
When he looks at me with that smile, like, whew. Anyways, but Conte, the whole game, just Chelsea's our backline, it just looked horrible. We looked a step behind every single Bayern Munich run. Like, there's so many tackles, like that one tackle on Alphonso Davies where he just Alphonso just went right through, and then it was just easy setup.
Ooh,
it was hard to watch.
What an assist. It's a good run, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair. But I don't know. Like, Lewandowski, he looked amazing. He looked so good. Like, he looked like Ballon d'Or winner.
Ballon d'Or winner, you think? Best striker in the world at the moment.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Reece James and Mason Mount, they also looked pretty well. Probably the two diamonds in the rough for Chelsea.
And think about it. Reece James played right wing for the first time in that game. He started at right wing.
Yep.
So you got to take that into
Yeah.
consideration. I don't know.
He looked
But
pretty nice.
he did look pretty well. Very nice.
But something I like to point out is Jorginho and Alonso are both out for next match, which are two pretty big components in our Chelsea run.
What, Jorginho has a yellow? Too many
Yellows, yeah.
Ooh, he's got. I mean, in the Premier League, he got those 5 early yellow cards that put him out for a game. I mean, he gets a lot of cards. Oh, I didn't even notice that Jorginho was out. Not that it's gonna matter. We're gonna lose anyway, but
Yeah.
I see.
So I think we're gonna lose, but I don't think it's gonna be a thrashing. I think it'll be like 2-0, 1-0.
We'll take what we can get. I mean,
It's not gonna be a win. That's all I gotta say.
It's not gonna be a fun watch either. I mean, I'm not gonna wake up and be excited to watch Champions League football. I'm gonna be pretty sad to watch my team. I'm gonna watch them anyway, but we need prime Lampard to join us.
Exactly. And
how sick would that be?
Bayern also dominated possession 63-37, which was pretty cool, if I do say so myself. So I think next match we should just aim to make it like 59-41.
59-41.
Get in the 40s. I don't want to be in the 30s anymore. 30s is embarrassing.
We're aiming. So let's just try and have a good possession game. Let's not try and. Also, okay. So Mason Mount. Before we get to you, Ika, sorry. Assuming you're probably going to say Chelsea's going to lose anyway, but Mason Mount had a few good chances. Possibly he was just nervous, and that's why he missed a lot of them. But I mean, he had a lot of good chances.
He's young.
Possibly. He's young, but still, he had some great chances. And also, keep in mind, our number one goalkeeper, Kepa Arrizabalaga, didn't play. Caballero played well. He had a lot of great saves, but then there were a couple where you could just see, his age really show, and he was just a bit slow.
Yeah.
If Kepa was in, I'm not saying he would have made those saves, but you never know. I mean,
Kepa needs his passion.
Exactly. The goalkeeping situation at Chelsea is not ideal at all. I'm pro Kepa and pro Caballero, but that's none of my business.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was very interesting to not start Kepa in the Champions League. But it was a choice they made, and obviously, like you said, Caballero played okay. But I think if Kepa was in, he could have maybe been a little quicker than Caballero because he's obviously a lot younger. But I'm gonna agree with what everyone said. I think Bayern's gonna win. I think it'll be a 2-0 win. I'd like to see a goal out of Lewandowski and Gnabry. Gnabry had 2 goals last game, and Lewandowski had 1. I think he's a really good player, and he played great last game, and he got subbed off, but still managed to get 2 goals. Lewandowski's playing at the top of his game right now. He's absolutely playing incredible. Just Bayern in general, like Aidan said, they're one of the best teams right now, and I just can't see Chelsea even coming close to making a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen. Again, like I said, throughout this podcast, you will be laughing at me because I will give you a lot of questionable Chelsea opinions. I would go as far as saying Chelsea are a true contender to win the Premier League next season. But you guys might laugh at that, which is fair. But again, like I said, I'm a biased Chelsea fan.
No, we're winning the league next year.
We're winning the league and the Champions League and the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. We're winning everything. Chelsea, come on. Anyway, AC Milan's winning nothing.
They're winning 5th place in Serie A.
Yes, 5th,
maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right, we got one final game left. FC Barcelona versus Napoli. Ika, why don't you just start us off here?
So this, I love this game. It's the only tied game going into the second leg. They're going to be playing in Napoli, so home field advantage. Even though there's no,
they're playing in Barcelona, I thought.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they are playing in Barcelona. Okay,
Nice.
Barcelona with the home field advantage. I honestly think Barcelona is going to win this game because obviously they came back already. The La Liga's back playing, so they're already playing games, getting a lot of practice. Serie A doesn't come back for a couple more weeks, or 1 week. So obviously they're getting a little more practice. They're playing a little more, and I just think they're a more dominant team. They don't have Vidal. He got 2 yellows last game. But, I think Messi and Griezmann are really going to play well together in this game. And I can't see Napoli winning this one.
All right, that's fair. That is very fair. Obviously, again, another thing you need to take into consideration with the whole pandemic and the no fans, is it going to be different seeing Napoli versus Barcelona at the new camp with 0 fans than if it's with 100,000 Barcelona fans? I mean, obviously, it's a huge, huge difference. Where does the home field advantage really go from there? I was surprised with Napoli. Napoli's been very dodgy this season in the Serie A, but they've also been very good at some time. I mean, they beat Liverpool in the Champions League group stage, or drew. One of them drew, or I mean, even drawing with Liverpool is just very, very good for any team. But I want to be different. I mean, you're picking Barcelona. I'm gonna pick Napoli. I know it's crazy. I mean, a 0-0 draw goes to Barcelona. They had that late-ish goal by Griezmann, I think it was, in the first leg. But Napoli played well overall. I'm just going to be honest. They have a really, really good set of players. You would say Barcelona. I mean, I feel like realistically Barcelona has a better chance of winning, but I want to say Napoli, you know, just to make things more exciting. And Barcelona took most of the possession in the game. You know, it's typical tiki-taka Barcelona stuff. Alba, left back, Sergio Roberto, possible starter for the right back, and then Luis Suarez also. They were all injured in the first leg. Vidal, like you said, was sent off. He was playing on the wing, which he won't be playing. I think it's going to be Suarez starting at striker. Then we got Messi and Griezmann on the wings. But again, I think it's got to be Napoli. I know it's going to be a hard game. I guess I'm just saying this to make things more exciting. But you know, assuming Suarez, Alba, and Roberto are back, it's going to be a very different Barcelona that we're going to see. But who knows if they're really going to play up to par, you know, Barcelona standards. I mean, Napoli's sitting not so comfortably in 6th place, right? Or 6th place or 5th place in the Serie A at the moment. But I mean, the Champions League has shown that, you know, you can be an underdog and still win. I mean, there's really domestic tables don't really matter. I mean, Barcelona top of La Liga, you know, Napoli lower in Serie A. But a player I want to talk about, Chucky Lozano, Irving Lozano, the Mexican young star. I noticed that he didn't play. I noticed he had an injury earlier, and he didn't play. And I was thinking, okay, you know, they're just resting him. They don't want to re-aggravate the injury. I get that. But then I read an article, Gattuso, the manager, didn't play Lozano at all, not because of an injury, but because he just didn't think he fit the system. So you're thinking the most expensive player to come to Napoli this season is not even playing. I get it. Maybe a lot of people think he's overrated. I get that. But he's arguably one of their best players. He's up there, but he's not getting any minutes, and I think that's really going to bite them in the ass at the end. But I mean, if you just take all that in consideration, you think that Barcelona is really gonna win, but I'm just gonna go ahead and take Napoli. Really, I just want to make things interesting, so I'm gonna take Napoli for this one, Parker.
Yeah, as much of a underdog fan as I want to be, I can't support it with Napoli this time. I think Barcelona know what they're playing for. They know it's on the line. I think Barcelona will sneak it out somehow, some way. Messi will probably do his thing, you know, and get a goal to send them through. But I don't know. It's definitely going to be an interesting match. We got two teams that really want to win. Napoli probably knows by now that they're not making it back, as they're in 6th place in Serie A. So I think they're going to put it all on the line there. Hopefully the manager gets his mental together and is like, Lozano, you're going in.
He's not going to. No chance.
But I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. Like, Mertens, hell of a player. He's
just broke the record, by the way, for most Napoli goals in the Copa Italia semifinal.
He's a beautiful player.
Very good.
Yeah.
His goal in the first leg,
very great. Unbelievable goal.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't see them running away with it. I can't see them maintaining a lead in the second leg. Even if they go to PKs, I don't think Napoli has the experience to beat it out of Barcelona.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah,
I think Barcelona's got this.
You got Barcelona. Okay, again, boys, you guys are both picking Barcelona. I'm picking Napoli. Let's be honest. I mean, I think that Barcelona have a better chance of winning. But like I said, to make things interesting, I'm going to choose Napoli. But it definitely should be Barcelona. We'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting game, just like the rest of these. Obviously, we're not going to talk about Atalanta, PSG, Atletico, Leipzig. They're all moving on. I wish, they didn't play their second leg fixtures yet. I guess I can just ask you guys' opinions on it. First, I want to say Atalanta and Leipzig moving on. First of all, you love to see Leipzig beating Spurs because nobody likes Spurs. Exactly, nobody likes Spurs. So that was amazing. I also love Leipzig, and we're taking their striker. It's not a big deal. Timo Werner's coming to Chelsea. Hopefully, that's going to be announced in the next couple of days. I mean, he's a beauty. And then we got Atalanta. They beat Valencia, right? Not the best team in the draw, but it's the fairy tale story, Atalanta. You want them to go as far as possible. You got their best player, like 30-something-year-old Josip Ilicic from Slovenia. I mean, he's just an unbelievable player. And then obviously Atletico Madrid beating Liverpool. Didn't think that was possible. They beat him in extra time at Anfield, which is ridiculous. And then you got PSG coming back to beat Dortmund. What was the most shocking one in your opinion? Was it Atalanta moving on? Was it Leipzig beating Spurs? Was it PSG coming back against Dortmund, or was it, of course, Liverpool versus Atletico? What do you guys think?
Oh, yeah. I definitely think it was Atletico. I mean, watching that game, I always root for the underdog. Like, you got to root for the underdog. I don't want to see Liverpool win again. Like, that's boring. Like, so I was watching that match. Goes into extra. I'm like, yeah, it's over. Like, Liverpool's just probably going to run away with it. So then they scored, another one of those Liverpool, like, goals, if you want to call it that. Like, doesn't look like a goal.
Firmino just gets it off the post, gets an open net, puts it in.
Like, oh, great. So much skill. Like, wow.
Yeah. I mean,
go play defense, Firmino.
Firmino does that stupid thing where he has an open net from 2 inches out and does this. He looks away when he hits it. Like, it's a no-look goal. It wasn't a no-look goal.
If you missed that, that's embarrassing, buddy. Come on.
It's annoying. Anyway. So, yeah.
I think Atletico taking that with Marcos Llorente and Morata's goal. Like,
Morata scored. That's my boy right there.
Love Morata. But that was such a fun match to watch. Just everyone sliding in at the end of the match. I thought it was beautiful, and it was so just Liverpool was talking about, oh, undefeated season, undefeated this, like we're gonna get the quad, like we got this. Yeah, no.
That's not happening.
Not anymore.
And then we see Chelsea knock out Liverpool in the FA Cup or EFL Cup? FA Cup. And then we see that happen. And now they can win the Premier League. But, I mean, come on. Like, they wanted the Champions League. They didn't care much about the FA Cup. But the more the trophies, the better. But, I mean, what a terrible set couple weeks for Liverpool. Losing to relegation zone Watford 3-0. Right? Embarrassing, obviously. Their only loss. I mean, that was their chance at being the first invincible team since Arsenal in 2003, 2004. And then you see them lose to Atletico in the Champions League. A little bit more understandable, but it's like, wait a minute, what's happening now? And then you see them lose to Chelsea in the FA Cup and get knocked out. It's
they're falling apart.
I'm not gonna say they're falling apart. I mean,
I'll say they're falling apart.
All right, you can say that. I'm gonna say, I mean, I don't think they're falling apart, but they're definitely having a bad couple of weeks. They're gonna win pretty much every single game in the Premier League remaining, except for the one against Chelsea, because we're going to win that one 4-0. But anyway, yeah, but I mean, I would agree with you on that one. Most surprising one has to be Atletico Liverpool. One word I would use is just satisfying. It was a satisfying win. I was watching with a Man City fan in my photography class. Again, we don't like each other. Man City, Chelsea, fine. Not crazy rivals, but we don't like each other.
How could you be a Man City fan? Those don't exist.
Yeah, it's family. You gotta be. Family's from Manchester. I guess you gotta be a fan of your local team. But we were watching it together, and we were just happy Premier League fans watching the Liverpool get knocked out by Atletico. Very, very satisfying. Eco, would you agree with us?
I mean, yeah, that was obviously the most surprising game, but also the PSG versus Dortmund one. I think that was PSG came back and took the win. I found that very interesting because they were down 2-1 going into this match, and then Neymar played excellent. He PSG's a great team. I think I really wanted to see Dortmund win because I love how they're playing. I love the team, but I think PSG is the more dominant team. So, I thought they were going to win, but it was still surprising to see, Dortmund blow the lead.
I agree. I thought Dortmund was going to win that. I mean, look at the sad Dortmund fan in the bottom here. Look at Parker. I mean, we all wanted, maybe not we all. I mean, I wanted Dortmund to win. I love all their players. In my opinion, probably, obviously besides Chelsea, Dortmund is the team that I love most of their players. I mean, I can't look at one Dortmund player and I'm like, yeah, I don't really like him. I love all the Dortmund players. It's really a shame to see them go out to PSG, who I just, I'm tired of them. They win the league a lot.
I don't like Neymar. He's so annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know why he had to poop on Holland.
Yeah, when they did the. I mean, come on. How old is Holland? 19. Like, come on.
He's a youngster. Like,
yeah,
you've been in the scene so long. Like, congratulations. Like, you're trolling like a young little kid. Like,
it was interesting to see the only player that didn't do that celebration was Cavani. I mean, that was a lot. Good respect from Cavani. I mean, I feel like the rest of the players should have followed suit, but
especially Kylian.
I know. I mean,
it's setting a bad example for young Kylian.
Wow,
so cool, buddy. Like,
it was interesting to see the only player that didn't do that celebration was Cavani. I mean, that was a lot. Good respect from Cavani. I mean, I feel like the rest of the players should have followed suit, but
especially Kylian.
I know. I mean,
it's setting a bad example for young Kylian.
For young Kylian. I mean, he's growing up with Neymar as his role model. That's not the best role model to grow up with in terms of style of play. Neymar, big diver. Not the best sport when it comes to sportsmanship. He's just not the best sport, but
yeah,
obviously one of the best players in the world. You could go as far as saying he is the third best player in the world besides Messi and Ronaldo. That's a stretch. You got to take into consideration other players, but easily one of the most skillful players. So fun to watch when he's not diving, but when really is that. I mean, he's diving pretty much every game. Yeah, I mean, just some good round of 16 so far. I mean, it's the Champions League. There's never a disappointment in the Champions League. Obviously, we had the big Liverpool Barcelona match last season. We had the Atletico Juventus last season. Then, of course, we have the PSG Barcelona match a couple years ago. That was, the referees maybe were a little bit bribed, but for fans, love to see it. I mean, what a game. And then, of course, we have the Roma comeback, which was amazing. But Champions League never fails to give us great games. And then staying on the topic of the Champions League, June 17th, I think, is when they have the whole UEFA meeting to decide where you take things from here. The biggest proposed plan that I saw online today, or it was last night I saw it, they're doing one-legged fixtures instead of two for the next round. Not sure how they're going to do home field advantage. And then for the final four, they're going to have all the games in Istanbul, which is where the final is going to be, if I'm not mistaken. Do we like that? Well, I mean, what are the pros and what are the cons, Iko?
So I think the one-legged fixtures makes it more exciting because, it's one game, winner go home. So I like that. I've always liked the one-legged fixtures more. Like the final is it's always more fun to watch, But I don't know. I don't mind all the games being played in Istanbul because it's less travel for the players, so they can be at the top of their game and not have any excuses, But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Parker, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it's also less on the players' like health and fitness, so it's more just like one time and done, not like, all right, let's play 2 90-minute games, possibly longer. And it's just gonna be calm. Like, there's more substitutions allowed, I'm pretty sure,
5,
unless that's only Bundesliga.
I think it's Champions League as well.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be, we're gonna see a lot more players come in to the matches, and it's just I feel like it'll be better, like the one-legged.
I agree. And I mean, I'm not saying I want this to become a permanent rule change because, of course, if there was no second leg fixture, we wouldn't see a lot of these great comebacks in Champions League history. But it's going to be fun to finally just see this for 1 year. I mean, it's going to be more fun to watch because the The winner of this game is going on. It's now, okay, winner of this game gets a decent advantage for the next game. If you win 1-0 in the 90th minute, that could almost mean nothing in the second leg if they could come back. But if you win 1-0 in the 90th minute in these next matches, that puts you through to the semifinals. I mean, it's going to be really exciting. I can't wait. It's a shame Chelsea's most likely not going to be a part of that, but it's going to be a good game. All right, boys. I mean, we're towards the end of the first episode. We're going to play a little game. We're going to play a little game every the end of every podcast. Parker, it's your game today. We're going to play a game called Who Does He Play For? I'm going to name 5 players that you probably haven't heard of. I hadn't heard of them. Iko hasn't heard of them. I'm going to give you the league, and you have to tell me which team they play for, all right? You're just going to have to guess. I mean, maybe you'll know one of these, but we'll see. Ready? First player is from the Premier League, and his name is Will Smallbone.
Will Smallbone.
What team does he play for, Parker?
It's got to be like one of those like weird teams. It's got to be like
You got one guess.
Okay, hang on. I'm thinking. I don't want to say Brighton because that doesn't sound like a Brighton player. I feel like it's Bournemouth. It's got to be Bournemouth. Yeah.
Correct answer is Southampton. Close. All right. The next one is from the Bundesliga. His name is Florian Bach. What team does he play for?
Florian Bach. Come on. Union Berlin. Easy.
Wow. Hertha Berlin.
God damn it.
You were close. The next player is from La Liga. His name is Carlos Clerc.
Carlos Clerc. Deportivo?
No, Levante. And the oh no, we have two more. From the Ligue 1, Leo Lacroix.
Oh, come on, Lacroix.
Yeah, Lacroix.
What flavor is he? Leo? Is that like lime flavor?
Lime. I like Lacroix. Good drink, to be fair. Don't get on me for this. It's a decent drink. I've learned to love it.
It's disgusting.
What's the team?
I'm gonna go with Nantes.
All right, Nance. Well, it's Saint Etienne, so close, but not really. And then the final player from the Serie A, Rolando Mandragora. What team does he play for?
Mandragora? What kind of last name is that?
I don't know. We'll see what team he plays for.
Mandragora. Sounds like a snake.
Mandragora.
Sampdoria.
No, Udinese. So you went over 5. We'll see how you fare in the next podcast. We'll see what happens. But all right, boys, that's the end of our first podcast. We'll see you guys next time.